again, live from Exactech Arena. 3 rotations in, and the competition has been as fierce as advertised. But it's a special night here in Gainesville. It is Alumni Night. Just over 30 Gator gymnast alum were recognized before the meet. But John, you're lucky enough. You get to hang out with Gator royalty all night.
You are absolutely correct, and Bridget's been explaining to me why she is the greatest Gator of all time. No, she really hasn't. Trinity Thomas, amazing. Amelia Hundley, she is quite a bundle of energy. Alabama assistant coach now, Bridget, the house that Bridget built is what I call this.
No.
We have not gotten any special treatment hanging out with you yet, and I'm a little disappointed.
Well, John, I apologize, but I gotta tell you, I'm kind of old now. I'm old. It's just how it is. But this is such a special night, Alumni Night. There's so much history in this arena. Oh, and there we go. That's me.
I mean, look at this. 6-time individual champ. She's got a bunch of 10s, 8 career 10s. If you combine those with all the 10s I've got, we've got a total of 8 career 10s. 31. We were wondering how many All-Americans, and there you go. Trinity's got you by feet. But I think the best thing, though, a lot of individual accolades, but the best thing's got to be those 3 NCAA team championships, right?
Oh, no doubt. Those are the ones that mean the most. Every single individual title is so important. I always said those are the titles I put in my pocket. I save them for a rainy day. But those team titles, they just mean more. Such a special moment being here for Alumni Night with fellow teammates and just watching Gators and Alabama do some gymnastics.
Yeah, well, what people don't know and they didn't see on there is Bridget was also a world all-around champ. That means she's the best in the world, in case you're wondering. The 4th rotation is coming up. Man, it's going to be good. We said it was going to come down to the last landing, and it will. The Florida Gators hosting the Crimson Tide. And the scores have been a moving target a little bit. We thought Florida had the lead. Now we're looking at the official score sheet, and it shows a tie competition. Even better as we head into the last 6 routines for each of these teams, Bridget.
This is going to be an electric 4th rotation. John, we said it in the beginning that it was going to come down to that final routine. I really wasn't certain about that, but I must say we called it, did we not?
We absolutely did, and I'm going to break my arm patting myself on the back for that one if I can. 8,896 in the stands tonight. It is a sellout, and they are getting every dollar's worth for tonight's competition. And we are starting. First gymnast is already up for Alabama on the balance beam. Gabby Gladio, we saw that great 4 Now trying to get things started. Cannot put too much importance on each one of these routines. It is going to come down to quarters of a 10th.
John, it is one skill at a time. Gabby showcasing very smooth elements, great connections. We talk about the lead-off on every event, and on balance beam, it is crucial to not necessarily be a perfect routine, but to be a guaranteed hit, setting that expectation for the rest of your team. Gabby Gladio doing just that. And the dismount here, round off, double twist. Got some serious height on that dismount. Just a shuffle of the feet on the landing, but a nice, strong start for Alabama. Again, they're going into this 4th rotation. We have a tied meet here, ladies and gentlemen. And this dismount, massive height. Dare I say, it might have been 2 shuffles there with her feet.
I was going to say the same thing, but nonetheless, going to be a solid base starting score like we saw from Florida, from Skylar Drasser in the leadoff position for them on balance beam. Now Lori Brubach will be the leadoff for Florida here. Again, tie game after 3 rotations.
Here, front layout to front 1.5 twist. excellent event to end on in front of your home crowd. Lori, the sophomore. Double top, finds the landing. Very nice start for Florida. Lori, a sophomore, in that leadoff position.
Enjoying her moment in front of almost 9,000 fans. One of the best atmospheres in all of women's college gymnastics. Gabby Gladio in the leadoff spot for Alabama, 9.775. So you mentioned that kind of the two hops at the end. Looks like the judges may have agreed with you, Bridget. Maddie Walagora next to go on balance beam. Talking to Ashley Johnson, head coach from Alabama before the competition. She talked about winning the moment. It's one of the phrases that they've been using, and this is exactly what she is referring to. Last week against Arkansas, they had a tie. It didn't feel great. They didn't know how to feel after that. It felt like it was kind of a gut punch. Actually, it felt like they could have won it. They said you need to rise to the occasion in those big moments. You need to win the moment. This is one of those moments where they need to step up if they want to show they're the best in the SEC.
After a serious handspring layout, step out, very nicely done. And John, one thing I loved when we talked to Ashley earlier this week was she mentioned we need to be able to separate ourselves from good to great. How can we do that? And they really took an individualized approach all week long of just each athlete. How can we separate that gap? How can we go from good to great? This is an excellent testimony to that work ethic all week.
Lori Grubach at 9.825 in the leadoff spot for Florida. So a slight advantage after one gymnast from each team for the Gators.
Just the dismount here for Maddie. In a stuck 1.5 twist, that is going to be a nice score for this Bama beam lineup.
They're definitely going to want to build from that 9.775. It feels like 9.9 pluses are going to win this competition. As we go back over to floor exercise, we got more from Taylor.
Well, guys, Jenny Rowland told us this week, Victoria Wynn is somebody that the entire team gravitates toward, and I've seen it firsthand down here tonight. She actually told me this week this has been the most confidence-building preseason she's had. She's been the most healthy. She said she's really tapped into this environment, this team. Feels like she's executing the best gymnastics she ever has.
And it might take the best gymnastics the remainder of the Gators have to get the win tonight.
Opens up with the combination here. Front double twist to Sassone. Pulls it around, saves it. And Victoria is beautiful on all events, but her artistry, it's a breath of fresh air, honestly, watching her.
For Maddie Walagora on beam.
She had a 9.9 on floor last week. And a 1.5 to lay out. Beautiful combination pass for Victoria. Performance, beautiful artistry throughout. I love the elegant movements that she incorporates into that floor routine and the tumbling. It was gorgeous.
Definitely a routine you want to sit back and just
enjoy.
Absolutely. Beautifully done. Alabama. We said 9.775 from Gabby Gladio leading off. They're going to want to drop that score. Again, top 5 score count. Maddie Walagora, 9.85. Here's Ella Burgess in the 3 spot. Pressure is on.
Full turn. We talked about Ella on floor and adding that to her resume this year, but one thing is balance beam for her. It is a really nice event, but she's so precise. She's very precise with her movements.
She was precise last week, a 9.95 on this event.
Very nice side aerial, just aggressive with those finishing positions. The one thing that Ella does so well, she's aggressive, but she has so much fun. Balance beam, it's 4 inches wide. It's the hardest event, in my opinion, and she has a great time up there. Had a big score last week, and I think it's going to be another big one. That is definitely what Alabama needs right now in this 4th rotation.
That was massive. A stuck landing, clean execution on the apparatus. Could be the first 9.9 for the Crimson Tide here in this rotation. Anya Pilgrim, the next gymnast to go. We do have an all-around competition. Luisa Blanco holding off a trio of Gators right on her heels, though. Leanne Wong and this young athlete, Anya Pilgrim. Man, what a notch in her belt this would be to win an all-around against some of the royalty in women's college gymnastics, Leanne Wong and Luisa Blanco. She could do it.
Front tuck, step out into a double tuck. She's calm even when she tumbles. I don't know how you do that, but she makes it look so easy. Floor lineup last week, took a week to rest back in front of her home crowd, and as a freshman, I cannot wait for her future in this NCAA gymnastics. Final pass for Anya. Grab out back handspring, double pike. Very well done.
I think she was looking at you, Bridget, at the end of that.
I think so. I liked it.
Fantastic job. We're going to jump over to Taylor. She's got more in Alabama.
Well, guys, this meet is close, and this building is loud. And this Alabama team has done everything they could to stay within themselves and stay mentally sound over here. I've been watching them in between routines. They're dancing to the floor music. They're turned inward, facing each other. Head coach Ashley Johnston told us this week a focus for them is finding your edge. That's what she's encouraged them to do all meet.
Ella Burgess, a 9.9 in the 3rd spot. Now Lily Hudson.
And Lily Hudson, she's a late added into this beam lineup. They weren't sure if she was going to be in it because she had a mistake last week. But no errors tonight.
Justin Spring came over to us and told us she was in, and he said, because she's a gamer.
Absolutely.
And she has been tonight. Pilgrim, a 9.825, and the crowd is not happy here in Exact Tech.
This is when the focus, you really dial in. Lily doing a nice job focusing on herself and her skills. Again, she had a mistake last week, focused all week on perfecting her craft. And a nice solid performance for Lily. Away at it, and what a way to come out.
I'm going to put an all points bulletin out because she's landed her ball and landed her beam, and she said something to herself. Bridget, I'm going to ask you, go find out for the next meet what she says when she lands that dismount. What a performance from Lily Hudson tonight. Comes through here in a big spot. Sloan Blakely will be the next gymnast to go for the Gators, following Anya Pilgrim's 9.825. So slight advantage on the third gymnast for each team for the Crimson Tide. We move to the fourth athlete now for Florida.
Sloan's going to open up with a front through to double pike. Let's see if she can get it. She was a little under-rotated last week, but no problems tonight. Now Sloan can really just ease into this floor routine and have some fun. Combination pass here, 1.5 to front full. Very nicely done. So confident on this event. Jenny mentioned she's been so impressed with her work ethic this season. Being confident in herself, and it is showing tonight. What a performance for Sloan Blakely, the junior, having too much fun out there.
It's going to be a big number as we look at the first pass again, Bridget.
She had some issues last week, just a little under-rotated, but right now, look at that, just nails it, gets right to that finish. In this last pass, it's a combination 1.5 to front full. Again, finds the landing, and outstanding performance for Sloan Blakely.
Shania Adams now was scheduled to be on vault earlier in the competition, but struggling a little bit with an elbow injury, but she is here on beam. She's a senior. Former club teammate of Makari Doggett, fellow Crimson Tide. See Lily Hudson's 9.825.
Very nice front aerial. Row series here, handspring layout, step out. Very nicely done. Great height on that series.
Sloan Blakely a 9.975 for the Gators.
Little off balance on that switch leap to split jump. Saw those hips turn to the side a little bit, but gets it right back. No break, but just a little off. And a dismount. A back handspring to 1.5. Sticks it full. Really nicely done. Seeing her tonight for the first time, you think she's waiting 3 events to compete on balance, being the hardest event. And shows out with a very nice beam routine.
So nicely done there. While the teams are both counting their lowest score. So you see the number in the bottom right, Florida with a .075 advantage. Now keep in mind, Alabama's counting a low score, if that makes any sense. They're right now counting a 9.775. So if they can score bigger than that, drop that score, it'll get even tighter. But somebody who's capable of stretching that lead for Florida's Leanne Wong here in her 4th and final event, also trying to win the all-around title.
pass for Leanne. Huge double move, but she has to open a little too early. So she took a little bit of stumble on that landing. Leanne has so many skills to choose from. I'm sure she's going to go back and they might reevaluate this first pass, but...
Shania Adams, 9.9. And the hard part about that landing, a step clearly, but also a step forward and under rotation. That is a deduction that the judges can take. So uncharacteristic mistake on an relatively easy skill for Leanne. Sloan Blakely's score, by the way, 9.925. I may have said 9.975 earlier, but still great.
Front goal finds that landing beautifully done. You saw no errors in that pass. Those feet landed and went right to her lunge. Wow. No errors on that first pass, but overall, a beautiful routine. She's such a beautiful dancer, and I love the leaps that she showcases. But this first pass, she's going to open up right here. She lets go of those legs just a little bit early and just
really trying to be
perfect with that landing, but no errors here on this last pass.
Wow, this is really going to be a tense finish. Luisa Blanco now trying to cap this beam rotation. 4 times she's been perfect on this event. That is the most tens on balance beam in school history. 16-time All-American, top 25 in the country right now on this event.
Josh is coming after Shania's 9.9. If you want a anchor beam performer, you want Luisa.
9.85 for Leanne Wong, so slight advantage Alabama for the 5th athletes by half-tenth.
Handspring, layout, step out, no error there.
Right now, after 5 gymnasts for both teams, a quarter of a tenth, 0.025 advantage for Florida. That is less than a small step. Incredible competition tonight.
We knew it was gonna be tight, but this is exciting. Switch to knee jump. Final performer for Alabama for this competition.
She might have to stick to win it.
Round off 1.5.
She does.
She does. Wow.
It came down to the last routine last week against Arkansas. Alabama hit, but it was a tie. Left a bad taste in the mouth of the Crimson Tide coaches. They wanted to change the narrative tonight. Will that be enough? Well, we'll see if Morgan Hurd, the next gymnast for Florida, she will have something to say about it. And she knows how to compete in pressure situations. In 2017, she shocked the world when she became the world all-around champion. Bridget, something you did, but now a big moment in her collegiate career. Can she get the Gators a win?
Out of bounds. That was a front layout into a Rudy. Morgan is so beautiful on this event. I love watching the dance, the artistry.
Luisa Blanco a 9.95 to finish for Alabama.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of our competition.
We will see what Morgan Hurd gets.
We invite you to stick around for the award ceremony coming up next.
What a competition, though, Bridget. We talked about it coming down to the last event. It certainly did. And on that last event, Luisa Blanco with that 9.95 gets the all-around title, second of the season. A 39.7, Bridget. That's out of 40, people. Perfect is 40, so that means 3/10 off of perfect.
Outstanding performance on both sides, and it's so early in the season. I want to reiterate that there is so much growth to be happening on both teams, Alabama and Florida.
Jenny Rowland, some words to her team. It was going to take a 9.95 for Morgan Hurd to get the win, and it's not going to happen. She gets a 9.7, and the Crimson Tide with a 10.5 advantage over the home team, Bridget. They get the win. A little redemption for tying last week.
A little redemption indeed, and it just comes down to, like what Ashley and her team focused on, find that edge. Florida has a lot to work on, but there were a ton of highlights from tonight. These athletes need to take that, put it in their back pocket, and know that they've got the talent, they've got the appreciation for themselves, for their team, and just put in the work this next week and the rest of season.
What a performance from both of these teams. There's more gymnastics on the SEC network. If you switch over there, LSU and Missouri, right here on the Deuce. St. Joseph's and St. Bonaventure will be doing some college basketball. For Bridget Sloan and Taylor Davis, I am John Roethlisberger. So long from Gainesville.